Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP and the vast majority of crypto and finance. And you know what's comical? I uploaded a video the other day and it was titled Ripple and XRP New World Orders Here, BRIC, Saudi Arabia, and Petrodollar. Saudi Arabia essentially put the nail in the coffin for the petrodollar deal. This was the only thread that the dollar was holding on to in terms of any sort of value. It's the only thing that retained the US dollar's reserve currency status forever. And now it's gone. It's gone. This was a fundamental change in the landscape of dominance and power. This is the biggest change since going all the way back to the 70s when we moved away from the gold standard, which was right around the same time that we did get the petrodollar deal. And now today, more than ever before, I do think that it needs to be addressed on how big of a change of scenery this actually is. Okay? Because when we look at what is going on, we are seeing mainstream media completely ignoring this change. It's one of the largest ones out there. I mean, this is truly something completely different than what we are used to seeing. A lot of people think that it's just clickbait, that it's this, it's that. This is big. The only issue is that no one's reporting on it besides, YouTubers. Like, what is going on with mainstream media? We're heavily focused on Trump, getting arrested. Like, what is going on? Why aren't we focused on the petrodollar right now? Why aren't we focused on what BRICS is doing? Instead, we have platforms like YouTube, for example, flagging these videos with a conspiracy theory around the New World Order. How comical is that? Oh, it's a conspiracy theory. New World Order is a conspiracy theory. Oh, really? Because it seems as though it's not. The president of the ECB, Christine Lagarde, which has been seen at major meetings with Brad Garlinghouse. I'm sure that you guys are aware of this. She just recently talked about a structural shift in the global economy. She talked about this happening. Now, Christine Lagarde, for the longest time, has been seen as an anti-crypto skeptic, if you will. Even going back to May 23rd, 2022, she said that crypto would essentially be worth nothing. They are worth nothing, actually. It's kind of comical because we do know that, she's a leader at the central bank. We understand that central banks work with fiat money, and fiat money essentially is worth nothing either. We put an actual value on money. It's all a scam anyways. But what's funny is that I have direct quotes from her going back in time, because I actually did quote this article. This is from May 31st. Christine Lagarde, crypto is worth nothing. Also Christine Lagarde. And here you guys have the image of her talking about cryptocurrencies. She said, in the long run, the technology itself can replace national monies, conventional financial intermediation, and even puts a question mark on the fractional banking model we know today. But now she's saying that it's worth nothing? Interesting. But nonetheless, she did say that we are at a structural shift in the global economy. Listen closely to this clip real quick.
Hello to all of you, and I would like to share this magnificent panorama that is behind me. It is the setting of the Jackson Hole conference that takes place every year. It is a little bit like the Sintra of the West, except it's been around for longer. Many central bank governors, many academics, many experts in monetary policy and on the economy in general will be gathering for 2 days, and we will talk about the current situation, the major shifts that we are seeing, the major breaks, and how we can best respond with good policies that will actually help bring inflation back to 2%. This is the goal, this is the mission. We're not done yet. We are working hard. But we also have to compare notes and share our views with others so that we can have really the highest level of confidence that we are taking everything into account. But this is a very inspiring place to do it. Hello.
So there you guys have it. And also, MetaMan X, shout out to MetaMan X, posted this video of Christine Lagarde, president of the European Central Bank, discussing 3 major shifts. This is August 26th. This is right after that video. Listen closely.
Facing major shifts. I'll mention 3 for you. One is there's a complete change in the labor market. There's a complete change in the energy future that we are facing. And there is a complete shift in how geopolitical forces organize our economies. Not to mention in the background the climate change impact on our economies, our life, and the imperative that it becomes, as we have seen during the whole summer, for instance, in terms of major heat waves, major hurricanes, and so on and so forth. So you've got these 3 key shifts and the background of climate change. And we need to address each and every one of these 3 facing.
So yeah, I mean, we are at a major shift. Obviously, as we do look at the global economy and as we do look at finance itself, especially global finance, things are about to get shaken up. Energy, as we do know it, is now a dominant force to be reckoned with. It has always been. And as we do go over to this tweet here from Chad Steingraber, it's no longer a secret. They've been hiding it for as long as they could, and now it's been revealed. The expansion of BRICS Plus has shown their true intentions. Control oil and you control the world. And this is 100% facts. Ignore that and you face extinction. What will the US do? XRP. And here you guys have from Anna Luna over on Twitter. She's saying, well, she's quoting this article. With the addition of Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and Iran to the BRICS, the Union will be able to control the lion's share of the world's oil production. The same goes for the sharp GDP growth of the new BRICS countries. It will amount to 30% of the world GDP and exceed $30 trillion. Guys, I want you to realize how big this is. I get it, right? Like, people think that this is clickbait. People think that this is that, whatever. First off, this is all by design. I actually like this response. It's all by design. This has been their plan. Their plan has been revealed. This is all happening in real time. And let it be known that, yes, this is one of the biggest changes that we've ever seen. It's right on par with what we have been really kind of thinking, which is, guess what? We are on the brink of a major change. The change is here. We are getting forced into the digital age of finance. We are going to start to see a financial war brew towards a digital currency. It's already happening. We're kind of starting to see that becoming a reality. And this is all by plan. And you know what's interesting? I've seen a lot of people trying to talk a little bit about Ripple and XRP and all this kind of stuff. Listen, we know for a fact that Ripple has been working within a lot of these areas. In fact, Ripple expanded into the Middle East just recently in May of this year. They deepened their commitment with a new office and brings annual global conference to Dubai. I thought that this was a pretty big deal considering the fact that Ripple has been long focused on serving customers around the world with over 90% of the company's business outside of the US. The Middle East and North Africa MENA region is key market for the company with around 20% of RippleNet customers such as SAB, Qatar National Bank, and Lulu Financial Holdings, Al Ansari Exchange, and Rackbank based here. Over half of Ripple's MENA payment volume consists of cross-border payments such as remittances from the UAE, Bahrain, and also Saudi Arabia to India. Again, remember, right? Like, as we look at Ripple, they have expanded rapidly outside of the US. They've built these strong connections. And we even seen, they talk about like Dubai and how it's playing an important role in shaping the world's future economy. Yeah, they have been. They've been a leader around crypto innovation. They wanted to become a crypto hub. It seems as though they are really kind of delivering on that. I do think that we are starting to see a fundamental change. I know for a fact that Ripple has been tied back to many of the BRICS nations. I've talked about it, right? And a lot of people have been saying like, oh, like why would Russia use a US based company? They don't even need to use Ripple. They could use XRP. They could use the XRP ledger. I've seen so many people trying to say like the XRP ledger and XRP is it's tied back to Ripple and Ripple controls it. But this is not the truth. Ripple can't control the XRP ledger. They might have escrow with XRP, but at the end of the day, XRP itself and the XRP ledger is completely decentralized. I've said this. I've said it many times. But also, we see from ISO 2022, let's do it. So he's responding to Scam Detective 5. For those out there that don't know, Scam Detective 5 has been like a big flutter around XRP. Again, like as we really kind of look at this breakdown, very interesting. We do see that Ripple's benefit from the partnership could still be limited. And this is with SADAD. We do see that they utilize Ripple's on-demand liquidity product to implement several of its services, including making cross-border remittances to the UAE exchange and leading private sector bank in India, ICICI Bank. The latest partnership may or may not involve Ripple. We see over here that Tranglo Group CEO. I'm excited about the collaboration with Al Ansari. I am confident that the partnership will improve the cross-border payment experience in the UAE and by extension this GCC region. Welcome Al Ansari to Tranglo Connect and supercharge your growth via our technology infrastructure and Ripple's decentralized payment solution. Keyword there, decentralized payment solution. Again, like we know that Ripple has been expanding within these key crucial areas forever now. They have built the connections. But even if they are or are not using XRP, we are at a tectonic shift in the scenery around payments and finance and even the global economy. Good or bad, you need to realize what's happening here. No one is reporting on this. Where's mainstream media? We see over here from Fame21 More, XRP Darren, he posted this clip. The average schmuck is going to get wiped out. It's a new world order. And at the same exact time, guess what? They're distracting you with Trump getting arrested. They're like, we've seen so many distractions this year. It's ridiculous. Read beyond the nonsense.
It is for this reason that South Africa continues to advocate for an open and rules-based global governance, trade, financial, and investment system. It must be a system that does not depend on the exercise of power or unilateralism, but by advancement of the interests of the peoples of the world. It is for this reason.
Again, like this truly is the new world order that we've been talking about forever. People have been calling us crazy, conspiracy theories, or a theorist. And even like YouTube has been tagging these videos as conspiracy theories. It's just so comical to me that we are now here. We're here. We have the big change in front of us. It is so evident. And also, Gregory Manarino posted this video. It's 2 minutes long. This was posted by Subjective Views. But you see, in my opinion, there will be pain in the short term due to the slow dismantling of the petrodollar by the hands of BRICS. However, I would not bet against the United States government and its military might. If things happen that upset the natural order, it is by design. And it definitely is. Check this out.
Yesterday, I explained to you, or we spoke about how these oil-rich nations are now making alliances with the BRICS nations. Okay. A lot of you seem to be downplaying the significance of this. I did read through the comments. Do you understand that the US dollar is the world reserve currency because of one reason? That is the petrodollar. The United States has guaranteed to protect the oil of OPEC nations. And why would they do that? Well, so the petrodollar would exist. The petrodollar, because of the assurance to OPEC nations or oil-rich nations that the U.S. military would protect that oil, they have priced their oil in dollars. Okay, if that goes away, the U.S. dollar as the world reserve currency goes away. And instead of the United States exporting its inflation to the rest of the world, you haven't seen anything yet with regard to inflation. The way of life that you've come to know here in the United States, which is quickly evaporating anyway, unless of course you're in the upper echelon of society, is going to change, and I mean change very, very rapidly. You have to look at the global stage. I am a macro guy, all right? I do focus on the small things too, but for the most part, it's the macro picture that I kind of focus on. The fact that these oil-rich nations are now joining the BRICS is a direct threat to the petrodollar system and the US dollar as the world reserve currency. This should be very, very obvious. And what is this going to lead to? Suffering, pain, death, and war. And more than likely a black swan event or some outlying thing. Who knows what they're going to do to us, but they have a lot more in store for us, again, as we go from crisis to crisis to crisis to crisis. That's how we function these days. Can't have anything normal anymore.
And I do agree with this. You know, I really do think that max pain is coming, right? Like, I agree with Darren. I do think that the average schmuck is going to get wiped out. You need to get ahead of this. You need to realize what's happening. Fiat currencies, as we know it, like, listen, I would not be hodling dollars in a savings account right now. There is literally no point. There's no point. There has been no point to do so since going all the way back to the fall time of 2022. I mean, realistically speaking, right now, most people are getting wiped out. Interest rates on everything, credit, car loans, mortgages, it's skyrocketing. It's outrageous. Why do you think gas is so expensive? Why do you think that groceries are so expensive? It's because 99% of our imports are coming from these nations pushing back against the dollar. While we create these stupid narratives on why the prices are so high and, you know, this, that, oh, supply shortages, oh, COVID created this supply shortage of this and that. So, you know, we have problems right now currently. No. What is happening is these nations no longer want to do business with us. They're done. They're fed up. They're fed up just like the normal individual in the US is fed up as well. Because we're tired of seeing our tax money get evaporated into nonsense. We're tired of seeing the Treasury and the Fed printing massive amounts of money. They want to print another $18 trillion in the next 7 years. Why do you think these nations are now pushing back? Because they realize that they can. The sanctions last year was the staple point for them to move forward on this initiative. And now we're seeing it. Could still be years away before we start to see the US dollar get undressed as the reserve currency. But I do think that we're at a fundamental change. And I think that it's ridiculous to think that we are not at a fundamental change with all of the events that have unfolded in the last 72 hours. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. With that being said, guys, this has been Nick. Peace out.